How's it going, everyone, and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. I, of course, am Deej72. Nice to meet y'all. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. And today, as you can see, we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on the PlayStation 4. This is the West Coast map, developed by Bullet Bill and Oxygen Dave, I believe his name is. Awesome map, beautifully done. Lots to do, and speaking of lots to do, we have lots to do. I've already started playing, so I figured instead of starting fresh and starting all over again, we would just continue on, and because it's fairly new, so you haven't missed too much. I thought maybe we would sell some silage bales in a very unrealistic, unconventional manner. This is probably something that you wouldn't see very often. Well, you'd never see it done this way in real life. Excuse me. But since this isn't real life, we can do it anyway. That's what simulators are all about, playing however you want. So we're headed over to one of my fields just to wrap up some bales I've already done. Just better put those on. The West Coast, I'm assuming, is designed from the UK, considering we're driving on the left side of the road. And there is a ton of things to do here. There's about 6 different farms. 3 of them you play on. Just headed over to Hill something farm. Isn't that horrible? I can't even remember. I never remember the name of this farm. I'll look at it when we get over there. Once we get to where we're going. So I am recording from, well, my home obviously, but I am located in the Great White North, beautiful city of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And this is a field we're going to bale up, or wrap up. We've already baled it. We actually have 3 fields, but I'm not going to spend the entire length of the video doing bale wrapping and selling. We're just going to do this one field and then we'll go on to something else. Oh yeah, I was going to look at the name of the farm, wasn't I? While that's doing that, we'll run over here and see what the name is. I can never remember. Such a long walk. With my magical floating orb, I don't actually possess a body in this game. I'm just like a floating presence, I guess. Hill Ridge Farm. There we go. We're in Hill Ridge. Welcome to Hill Ridge Farm, where we own... this is actually just a plot of land. This isn't an actual field. But we do own 3 fields, and we're gonna harvest one of them a little later. Once we get some money back. So, as I said at the beginning, brand new YouTube channel. Well, yeah, pretty brand new. I've only done one other video. Over a year ago now. It was on GTA 5, and surprisingly, just from that one video, I managed to grab 7 subscribers, which was kind of awesome. So, since I am a farming simulator nerd, and I embrace that wholeheartedly, I thought I'd give this this game a shot on YouTube. See what kind of response was out there. If you guys were at all interested in seeing yet another farming simulator video, because you never know, somebody can come along and bring something new to the game or something different that you might not have thought of. I'm actually a big watcher of these videos too, believe it or not. I got hooked on them quite some time ago. Familiar names you might have heard of some, if not all of them. People like Stocko Glaz and Mr. Sealy P and Daggerwind, Raptor. There's quite a few. And there's probably a whole bunch more that I've never heard of. Who are in the same boat as me, either just starting out or just not one of the more popular YouTubers as of yet. But you never know what can happen with YouTube. That's the great thing about the internet. You always meet somebody new and interesting. So I cut and baled this field using the new mod that was released yesterday, the Krone Big M 500 series. Been waiting a long time for that game, for that mod to come out. Giants actually had it in their 2013 installment of the game, I think, and then they got rid of it for 2015. Didn't bring it back in 2017, and so finally a modder said, enough is enough, let's bring it back. And so they have, which is awesome. One thing about it is there is an update coming out for it, because right now you can cut the grass, but you can only rake it up into the swath. You can't actually disengage that to just have the grass cut and spread along the ground. But an update to make that possible is coming, or so I've heard. And it definitely speeds up the grass cutting process, because it has a PTO on it now, so you can attach a baler or a windrower, or even though a windrower would be pointless considering it already does it for you. Loader wagon, all the implements that you would normally put behind a tractor to get this job done. So it was very well done. I was actually going to feature it in this video, but I thought, you know what, probably so many people have done that already. What is the point of doing what everyone else has already done? Okay, I think I've got them all. We have more fields to do, but I'm not gonna do them just right now. Missed a few spots here and there, but meh, it happens. I'm just checking. One thing about the texture after the grass is cut, when you do grass bales, they kind of blend into the ground. And speaking as a colorblind person, they kind of get hard to see because they just blend in almost perfectly. So I might miss one or two here and there, but meh, who cares, right? It's not like it's real. It's all a game. Okay, so we're ready to sell. So the reason I say that my selling method of silage is going to be unusual is because we're not using the conventional method of just taking the bales over to the biogas plant and dropping them in. Because the West Coast map, their bins are actually in the ground and they are covered with a grate. I've already tried. I took a bale over there and the trigger isn't high enough for bales to be accepted. So after searching the forums, I found out that another way to sell them would be to use a mixer wagon. Now, we could save a whole bunch of money and go the cheap route and get this one here, but it only holds 16,000 liters, which means we're going to be banking an awful lot of trips. So instead, we're going to go with this bad boy. The Pecan, what is it, Biga Mega? Yep, Biga Mega Mamoet. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think that's what it is. Anyway, we're going with this big guy right here, and we can't afford to buy it yet, so we are just going to lease it, or rent it, or whatever you want to call it. It holds 64,000 liters, but we're not going to be using all 64,000 liters because the biogas plant only holds 50,000 liters at a time. So we're going to be just shy and putting in 12 bales per trip, and the rest I'll do off screen. So let's just go ahead and we'll reset a couple vehicles. That way we don't have to drive all over the place. Reset that one. And we'll reset, of course, this. Reset it. And we need a front loader, so we'll reset that. I know, not very realistic. A lot of people would probably drive all over the place and pick this stuff up, and I don't play that way. I just sometimes it's just easier to reset everything, right? So there we go. Everything's been brought over. There it is there. Da, da, da. Whoops. So the minimum horsepower requirement for this thing, which looks largely oversized compared to the tractor we're using to pull it with, it's 240 horsepower, but thankfully that's exactly what this tractor has. So we're good. And I will magically transport over to this guy, and we'll go pick up the front loader. So the other reason I thought of doing it, I take no credit for this, by the way. This was not my idea. It was just mentioned in the forums, and I thought, wow, that's actually surprised I didn't think of that myself, but you know. At least somebody thought of it and shared that information. Okay, so we're going to put 12 bales into this thing. Now you could, if you want to be more realistic, guys, you could go ahead and mow the field, then rake it up, collect it, and take it over to a bunker where it can ferment for, takes about 12 to 16 hours or something like that. If anyone knows the exact time, you can go ahead and put it in the comments if you so choose. My way takes all of maybe 2 hours in total. Now that's 2 hours game time. I mean in real life if you play 2 hours straight, which I'm never able to do, it takes about 2 hours to do it by this method. So I think it's even though it's not realistic, it is more time efficient, especially when you want to progress faster, which is what we want to do. I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time, and I'm all about the efficiency. So you'll probably see me do a few things that a realistic game player wouldn't do. That's okay. And if you find that you would rather watch a more realistic channel, then I will not be offended. It's all good. So I'm going to continue with loading this up, and I will see you when we're on our way to the biogas plant. See you in a couple minutes. And we are on our way to the biogas plant. Normally I find with the UK maps that the roads and compound areas and sell points are usually a lot more compact, a lot tighter together because they're normally smaller areas, right? But this one is actually, you have enough room that you can, whoops, I didn't want to go up the road, I want to go in the parking lot. You have enough room that you can maneuver. I mean, that's a big piece of equipment that we're pulling behind us. But you actually have room to maneuver around. I like that. So here we are. And like I said, there's the grading. And yes, I did try putting a bale on there to see if it would accept it. It did not, so we move on to this method, which you would never ever see, but it does work. You'll probably make about 20,000 with this load. We had 37,000 and we should end up with around 51, I think. Oh, it looks like more. Looks like a lot more. Wow, I was way off in my numbers. Yeah, 56,000. I wasn't far out though. 19 grand. Perfect. So yeah, there we go. So that was another reason I want to use this tub, is because every load you drop in there. Ooh, that sounded naughty. Every load you drop in there, it the price goes down a little bit, right? Once the load's complete. So if you were to do that with a smaller mixer wagon, you're going to make not only a lot more trips, but you're going to lose a lot more money. So I think it's best to do it this way. And normally by the time you get to where you're going, the price has gone back up to pretty close to what it was anyway, which isn't too bad. So we're not going to do any more of that. I just thought it was a good way to start. We're going to actually, let's do that now. We'll increase time, and hopefully a field will be ready to harvest. They weren't ready when I last checked them, but time passes quickly. So yeah, some of you might find that like a cheaty way of selling silage. I prefer to call it efficient. And it's no worse than any other cheat that somebody's discovered in the game or whatnot, right? So why not? Yeah, like normally on a UK map, these laneways would be a lot tighter. At least it seemed that way with Lawfield's Aberdeenshire map. You'd have a hard time maneuvering something like this around, but this map is actually, it doesn't mind the big equipment, or bigger equipment, so we'll just go ahead and tuck this back in the field for now. This is a good spot for it. And our fields are not quite ready yet, but we still have a little bit of prep to do before we start, so that's all right. We'll do the canola field, and with a magic wave of my wand, I just magically open that gate without using any arms whatsoever. You know what? I don't know why I'm using this, because I'm just going to have to detach it again anyway. So I'm going to try to get in there without wrecking the crop, if I can. Which is not going to be easy. But if I do, I do. If I ruin... Oh, there we go. It's ready to harvest. Good timing. Wow. That was pretty good. Actually quite impressed with that. So we'll set... Whoa. We'll set this up like so. As we do a bit of damage to our harvester. Only about $10,000 worth of damage there, scratching it up and denting it and everything else. Oh, we'll just jump over here rather than run around. Alright, just need to bring the header over. Thankfully, the cars decide never to drive up laneways. They stick to the main roads. So there's no fear of having a crash. And you gotta exchange simulated insurance information and call the simulated police, and it's just one big headache. Did I line that up well enough? I did. Look at that. Awesome. Well, let's see if this comes out of there without any problems. Nice. Excellent. There we go. Okay. So we are ready to harvest. Shut that down. It's funny, even in a simulated game, I always put the forks. It's because I'm a fork driver in real life. I always put the forks on the ground, which is kind of funny. Alright. Let's make some money. See if I can get this lined up properly. Without damaging anything. There we go, perfect. Look at that. Such a pro. And we're off. To the exciting part of harvesting. So I knew going in that this game wasn't going to be for everybody. Not everybody would like it, not everybody would understand it, not everybody would appreciate it. Excuse me, must be catching cold. But I'm actually surprised at how many people do enjoy the game. Especially over the past couple of years, it's really taken off. I guess ever since they introduced it to console. I was hooked from 2013. I started playing this and I've never looked back. It's kind of strange. I don't know what it is about this game that makes it so addicting to some people, such as myself. Maybe it's just the huge nerd in me. But I embrace that nerdiness. By the way, guys, I haven't mentioned it yet, but if you are enjoying the content, or you think you are going to enjoy future content from my channel, don't be afraid to smash that like button. You would be doing me a great service. And if you're going to go ahead and smash that like button, why not take it one step further and hit that subscribe button at the same time? You'd be helping out this poor old Canadian make his tiny little dreams come true. Oh, I have no false hopes of becoming like as popular as PewDiePie or anything like that. By no means do I think I will ever be a full-time YouTuber. But it's worth a shot, right? You never know what can happen in this crazy world. And I won't just be featuring farming videos, although simulator games are probably going to be the main focus. I do like simulators, always have. What's coming out? Oh, Gold Rush Alaska is coming to console in 2018. I'm looking forward to that. I've watched a few videos of Gold Rush. It looks really interesting, so I wouldn't mind picking that up sometime in 2018. There's no definite release date. Car Mechanic 2018 is also coming out. That looks kind of interesting. That just stems from my love of cars and getting my hands dirty and whatnot. That also seems like a lot of fun. What else is coming? Let me think here for a minute. Oh, another one is coming out from, I think it's ING or IGN Games. I know some people aren't exactly big fans, but Construction Simulator was coming out too in a couple weeks actually. I wouldn't mind, at the very least, checking it out before I went ahead and made a recording of it, but I'm definitely going to check that one out. And they've also released Mud Runner Spin Tires recently. That game is actually a lot of fun. I play that one with my nephew all the time. That's a lot of fun. So yeah, if you guys are at all interested, leave a comment below on what you want to see or what you'd like to see. And I will try and make that happen as best as I can. I was actually thinking of doing a mod guide too, but you know what? There are so many of them out there. I think the mod would have to be like freshly out, I guess, and interesting. I know a lot of people say, you know, oh, here's yet another bale trailer, or here's yet another tipper, yet another cultivator, you know, so I think the mod would have to really catch my attention. And like I said, the Big M would have been perfect, but by the time this video comes out, it'll already been out for a couple days anyway. So there's really no point in going over what somebody else already has, so that's alright. Something will come along. And I mean, it'll all depend, right? Like I said, I have no false hopes of this channel becoming an instant success. But the content is out there, and I do enjoy doing stuff like this. Always have. Strange and unusual. How are we doing there? 3,000. Okay. So the next video, of course, will be seeding. Some more excitement. We'll be seeding these fields. I'm gonna harvest the other two, probably off screen. And then we'll start seeding them, or at least one of them, and we'll probably sell another load of silage. That's the game plan. By the way, if you want, don't be afraid to introduce yourselves in the comments, and of course, constructive criticism is always welcome. Deconstructive criticism will be ignored. But I am doing the best I can with what I have to work with, so can't do any more than that, right? But hopefully you guys enjoy the content and future videos that I put out. Time will tell. I'll set a realistic goal and say if I can get even one new subscriber from this video, mission accomplished. So I was thinking of normally when I play this game, I always tend to, when I start with any of the animals, I always tend to start with sheep, because they're usually the easiest to start with. But I thought maybe instead we'd start with cows, just for a challenge, just for something different. I hardly ever concentrate on the cow, the dairy side of this game. And I think since I'm starting the challenge of starting a YouTube channel, we might as well continue along with that theme and start with the challenge of getting the dairy farm up and running. What do you think? You think that's the way to go? Leave a comment below if you think that's the way to go. And no, I'm not trying to be Dr. Seuss and rhyme all kinds of things together. It just, the line just struck me at the time. I apologize. Also, if there's anything you'd like to see happen on this farm, within reason of course, don't be afraid to comment below, guys, on what you'd like to see happen. Or what you think we should concentrate on, if you want. You know, if you'd rather start with a different animal, or if you'd rather continue with doing harvesting and expanding the fields, we can go that route. It's not just my channel, it's our channel. But anyway, you can let me know what you guys think, and we will go from there. Alright, so I think for this portion, well, actually, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this on a worker for the time being. He's probably going to wreck my perfectly crooked line there. Yep, I knew it. I'm going to go grab, through the magic of transportation, go grab the tipper so that we can unload this harvester, and then I will time warp the rest of this field. And that will probably be it for this video. hopefully you have enjoyed it. I know there's tons of farm sim videos out there, but what's one more, right? If it helps you kill 20-25 minutes of your day that you have nothing else to do, then everything is good. Now where is he gonna go? Let's find out. Let's see if he's gonna continue down that path I started, or if he's gonna... It looks like he's suddenly gonna stop. And I have a message. I don't know if you guys heard that chime or not. One of my favorite cartoons growing up as a kid, the Jetsons. I used to love the Jetsons. Some of you are probably going, what the hell are the Jetsons? Never heard of the Jetsons? Google them. You don't know what you're missing. Or if you're young, too young to even know, you don't know what you have missed. Should have been born earlier. Not full, is he? He's not full. Oh, that's why. Like, why are we not harvesting? Helps if the equipment's actually working, Deej. Makes life a lot easier. Otherwise, you might as well just be picking out the canola one piece at a time by hand. The same effect. That takes care of part of the field. I'll probably do that other part off screen, because I don't want to bore you guys too much with watching a harvester all day. So, how much are we going to end up with here? $11, $12, $12,000. Give us about 18,000 if we were to sell it now, but I think I will wait. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and sell it. We'll go ahead. And we'll run a load down right now before that price drops. We'll take the rest of it. We don't need the canola right now anyway in storage. We'll just throw that last little bit. I'll probably throw that in storage. So that way we at least have a little bit. So if we do happen to start a pig farm, we'll have some canola for them. That was a dumb move. Might as well just go right out here. And we are going to canola. 1351, 1395, or 1315. What? I must be dyslexic or something. I could have sworn that said 1351. 1395 at Clifftop Farm. Clifftop. You know, I don't think I've ever been to Clifftop. So it looks like we're going to Clifftop Farms. Alrighty then. There it is, Clifftop Farm. Wave my magic wand and open the gate. No trespassing, but I'm sure he'll let us in. We're bringing him product after all, so we'll know we're not welcome if he meets us out front with a shotgun. A simulated shotgun. Is that it there? Yeah, that's it there. Okay. Fair enough. So, $1,300 per 100 liters. Let's see what we end up with. 17,000 liters going bye-bye. Huh, 24 grand. Wow, that was actually more than what we got for the silage. Pretty good. Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you coming by and checking out my channel. Don't forget, please, to give that like button a hit. And if you wouldn't mind, give that subscribe button a hit too. You'd be helping me out a great deal. I'm going to finish the other two fields off screen. Well, at least one of them. We might do the other one in the next video, but and then we have to plant a cover crop and get those fields ready for the next round of harvesting. So until then, guys, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, look out for one another, would you? It's a crazy world out there. Until next time, take care.